Like, anytime he can get one of these advantageous lanes for a snowballing initiator, like, he's just gonna look like, I feel like that's his role. To Slark and Hector, and they are actually keeping good pace with these other heroes. Like, Slark is not that far away from Broodmother. And
so what I was told about Hector on top of the quote was, I think they said no matter what he gets 200 CS by like the 20-minute mark. And so far so good, as Blizzy's gonna jump in. There's no detection for him right now. The rage is gonna get dropped as Hector in the middle of all of this doesn't want to be anymore. Yeah, Leshrac is also in that same situation. They're going to try and blow up Seneko. They do manage to do that at least, but Whisper doesn't have a way out of this one. Tries to go for the ice shards, but of course that's not going to block Magical, who just walks over those little igloos and just keeps on moving. But Hector, he's plenty strong, and so is Leshrac. He's stolen some of the stats. It's just the supporting crew.
Oh, the Centaur stun! The neutral creep started playing with Infamous, and now all of a sudden a big stun allows an opening for Leshrac and Hector, maybe be able to win out this fight. They've taken away the Aegis. They're going to go for the Elder Titan. They also have the Shrine still up. Magical trying to challenge Leshrac. He wants to be able to take away that mana, but underneath the Shrine, he's not going to be able to burn him out. Now the RP on top of Magical. The stacks building up for Leshrac. That's going to be the kill. Elder Titan's not going to be able to get away either. Hector chases him down.
The Centaur stun actually won them that fight.
So did.
I've never seen... That's been such a long time where I've seen that actually have game-changing implications.
Burst down people with physical damage now.
Radiant's middle tower is under
As we're seeing this mid-tower defense, this would be so big for the map control aspect. We talked about how good it is to gain control back from the Brood.
Challenging Crystallize a little bit while Leshrac is going to be forced back, but then we jump in, do manage to get the Burrow Strike on Hector before the rage, but Crystallize already taken so much damage. Walrus Punch, he will be able to get Force Staff away. Seneko finally forced to use that false promise, but an immediate halberd comes out from Hector to protect himself, but Hector, he's now left without a rage and caught by the Burrow Strike plus the Epicenter. NaVi are able to take him down. They may still lose their tower because right now they're looking for kills, as Magical's already been able to slow down the Shadow Demon, is hoping to be able to catch up to that Slark, who still has his Dark Pact, and actually is going to go back in for Crystallize with the Whisper coming in with the Walrus Punch. They're going to try for that kill. He's got the RP, locking down the Centaur with the Alchemist as well as the tanking the Empower, doing so much damage. Doesn't quite finish up Blizzy or Magical, so now Leshrac is just going to have to go for some of the backline heroes in Seneko, try and get out, but no, the pounce right as he tries to jump in. Blizzy blocks him off with the Burrow Strike. Blizzy still going to actually die, doesn't get the disarm off in time, and Leshrac jumping inside the base, TPing out. They don't have a stun to stop him here. Leshrac gets the kill and gets away.
The Centaur stun again comes through, stuns 3 NaVi heroes.
Timer though, right? So how long do they have?
I think the timer sort of reset with the level 20 that's just been picked up on the Brood and the Aegis.
Okay.
And the pickup on the Slark.
Oh, tried to get the fast Burrow Strike on Hector, but he immediately responds with the Rage, disarms the Broodmother, so he doesn't actually get any of that lifesteal timing. And the Quick Infest into Schofield as his Lincolns gets popped. He's able to protect himself. They're going to try and go for Schofield here, take out that big RP monster. The backline, though, Whisper tried to commit to Seneko, thinking his Walrus Punch was going to be enough to blow that hero up, but it wasn't. And now Hector's forced to fight alone. Disarm onto the Alchemist, but again, NaVi are just looking at everybody else except for Hector. They're going to kill the Shadow Demon here again. They're going to buy back onto Whisper. Whisper trying to make his way in, tries to go for the Snowball. The Gold Scepter, he's going to be able to protect the Sand King, and they just immediately jump down Whisper. Infamous are bleeding out heroes, and now 3 of them without buyback. This is just going to be NaVi running through buildings.
I would like to see NaVi just go for the game end at this point.
I think so. Hector. His rage is only going to last so long here. He does have a Lincoln, so that's they're going to be able to Yule's pop it, get the Burrow Strike, and the follow-up stun in from the Elder Titan, but the Slark is back. They can't overextend themselves. Immediately Cheese being used by Blizzy. They're going to go for that pesky little Oracle, force him to use False Promise on himself, and still kill him. But NaVi only able to get the melee barracks so far. As it seems like, even though it was just the 2 cores, they kind of ran out of steam with all the abilities they used earlier. And the RP, they'll use it to kill the Elder Titan.
That gold lead was 1k at one point. Yeah, but against NaVi's lineup, they just don't care. But they're finally going to take a 5-on-5. We'll see if it's a little bit too late.
NaVi are in a really good position. They're going to break the smoke while staying on the high ground, but they immediately spot Hector. That's not the target they want to go for, especially with the Lincolns and the Rage. Unstable Concoction managed to throw down, gets the 2 backline heroes too. They managed to control up both Whisper and the Shadow Demon. They fall immediately now. It's a 3 versus 5 with Hector trying to chase down Seneko, but he kites so well, and he's going to immediately have to invest inside of Leshrac. They do manage to chase down
Schofield. So that's 3 dead. It's only these 2 cores trying to get away. The TP out with the Lincoln.
No, he uses himself.
Dire's bottom tower.
That was a slick little play from Infamous, but Blizzy should have been able to stop it with the Yules. Unfortunately, 1K gold lead for NaVi. We're like, oh, you just 5-man for the rest of the game, and they shouldn't be able to outfight you because the net worth's even.
Yeah, but Infamous, of course, doesn't know. Maybe
Yeah,
they feel like
they don't know
behind.
that. Yeah, maybe they feel like they're farther behind than they are. They just didn't know when to switch it up.
And now it's becoming the net worth difference.
RP on it too. That's a big one. Look at that with the Empower.
That's a gem.
You always have that power. And yeah, that's a gem being traded over.
And even though the net worth doesn't move at all, that is a really big pickup for them. This is where they don't have their BKBs or their escape abilities. They killed the Slark that time in top lane after the Roshan.
Yeah.
Like, they will kill you really quickly as...
Well, Stinger, chill.
Yo, relax.
Those are Spiderlings with the level 20 talent. They do a lot of damage, and Ghost Scepter may not protect you. Trying to go for the surround, doesn't immediately get it, but does have another round of webs. It's going to chase him down. Stinger
He is dead.
is definitely dead. The question is whether or not Magical's going to get caught because he's microwaving those spiders and doesn't pay attention to his own hero
wasn't
enough,
looking.
and he gets caught.
Oh
and
my
Stinger
God.
actually got away because of that. He went to his heroes like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And he didn't try and finish up Stinger. Let's get him out of that one, though. Hector is trying to finish up that range barracks, but they see the spider is back up in 8 seconds.
Infamous, you're really...
Yeah. I mean, they could just back up and take in the shrines.
Yes.
You know, like there's
There was
no
time for
reason
shrine.
not to do anything else,
They're gonna
especially
defend
with
these shrines
Roshan
now.
coming up.
Look at this.
Oh,
in the area.
Schofield, good positioning to be able to get a good RP, but he's spotted immediately by Zayak, and they're trying to deal with that ward, but instead he's going to be stunned up. Bro strike in Blizzy, nice stun into the back line, hit Stinger as well. That's going to be 2 supports already dead on the side of Infamous. Whisper is fully committed to Crystallize, but there's the save from Seneko, and a save on Seneko with a beautiful force staff coming out from Blizzy. Burrow strike in is going to be able to catch this Lifestealer, and Infamous, they pushed it. They tried to hit a range barracks instead of backing up and just hitting shrines, and that may have just caught them, Roshan.
That was such a bad moment for them.
He's actually going to be going back for a Mjolnir.
Top.
Why is he going back? Oh, okay. Still going to go for it. Blizzy's going to Yule Scepter. Whisper. Doesn't have a snowball target. He's going to be controlled up here with the RP onto 2 with the unstable concoction as well. Crystallize. He's going to stun himself. He's in trouble, but there's going to be the save from Seneko just in time. The false promise, and actually with Ghost Scepter, he may live for a while. The block in from the Ice Sharks.
Oh, the Ice Sharks hurts him.
Hector doesn't actually get to him while Crystallize runs down some heroes with that radiance, but it looks like the Elder Titan's going to be left behind. He doesn't have a way to be able to get away as he's burned out of mana. Seneko's just running farther and farther away from his team, so they're able to get out while bottom lane is being gone on by Magical with the spiders. They're actually able to cut through this backdoor protection so quickly. That is going to be the Aegis, though.
They have bashes for him.
They do have bashes. He has his BKB. They're going to be able to get that bash, though. He doesn't actually have the active, the Abyssal Plate, so not going to be able to get it. Plus, they have to go over to the other side with the tier 3's already dead. Hector trying to deal with Crystallize right now, but he's just going to kite him around. His Magical might try and go back into that bottom lane. But Crystallize first has to get away from Hector as he's going to use that Heaven's Halberd. Hector has the Abyssal Plate active coming up, and he's got a Lincoln, so Blizzy has to find a way to be able to break that Lincoln and get the stun for Crystallize to get out, but he doesn't have it in time. Blizzy may still be caught as well. He's got the Yule Scepter on himself. Blink Dagger up, Cheese as well, but neither one is going to go in time. As Hector finished him up with that Infest Bomb, and that bottom racks, it was looking real low as I back, and they do not get caught.
Please get out if you're Infamous right now.
At least play back into the high ground area.
You can continue this game on both sides.
Yeah.
I just want this game to go on forever, Cap.
It has been a really fun start to this series, that's for sure. As Chris Luck, he's going to try and pounce on a Magical here. Magical actually taking dumpstering amounts of damage, and Chris Luck might be able to finish him up with the false promises there.
Oh, the
Seneko always able to provide the save, but the Science just blows up Stinger. He just got snapped, huh? Oh, Zayak gets a little bit too far forward, almost immediately gets Abyssal Plated. The RP being threatened by Schofield, but wasn't close enough to catch Crystallize. Crystallize, who's going to pop out within stable concoction. Lincoln's being blown on the 2 heroes. They're going to try and hit Hector, but he rages up. Magical. He's blown his ultimate, so Infamous, another opportunity for them to just back up and reset. But a scythe being used, Magical trying to protect himself, but dodges the pounce. And they're just breaking these Lincolns.
Schofield right now. They're saying he's stunned. We can fight.
Yeah, and Zayak is going to try and run forward. The RP! He managed to get it on too. Immediate buyback from the Broodmother. A nice Burrow strike locking down the 2. They're trying to go for Chris Luck. Forced out defensive. Protects him, and Chris Luck is able to get away from Magical, who's now going to skewer back by Schofield, bringing them away from Chris Luck, away from the carries, but not away from Hector is surrounded by 4. He will get Abyssal bladed up. Now he's dead. Whisper's trying to get out, but no snowball for him. He's going to get beaten down by Crystallize. No buyback on Hector. No buyback on Tusk.
He was trying to get it back for Whisper.
Yeah,
Doesn't
170 gold. That's all he needed.
That was one of those missions where, I mean, that ward doesn't really do anything.
Schofield
right?
trying to get the skewer back, misses.
He also doesn't have a buyback, of course, just used it, and they're going to send in their one hero that does.
He's going to try and get a little bit of stat sealing onto Crystallize and force out the false promise. That's a good start to this fight, especially with Magical being slowed down. It gets Abyssal bladed up, but the BKB protects him, and now the Shadow Demon's gone out of this fight as well. 2 versus 5. Chris Lock bringing more and more stats. 87 agility being stolen. You can see how quickly he's able to do damage to Crystallize, but he's just going to go in and out, poke and prod at him. There's the skewer onto Crystallize. Blizzy trying to protect him, breaks the linkage, but the BKB is activated by Chris Luck. They won't be able to chain stun him, and they have to get out. Crystallize blinks backwards, does get the Abyss Blade onto Blizzy, looking to be able to lock down that hero. He actually gets hit by the snowball. They don't
Whisper,
have the vision.
he's
Going to be able to go for it. Whispers in deep. He has the BKB, trying to chase down any hero. Look for a Walrus Punch. He's forced to use it on the Broodmother instead. Infamous have to back up. No, they're going to keep going. As Saneko's out of position. Crystallize finds another one. They've stolen so many stats that NaVi, they have to retreat. This Slark is a menace in Schofield. They don't have buyback on Whisper. He actually, because of his buyout.
They say Whisper never has buyback.
Yeah.
He's had a rough one.
That's super weird.
Yo,
that
they dropped the double ward too. They've created the eyes. Oh,
they're going to be able to make the initiation on Hector, and he's actually getting beaten down too fast, but there's the disruption to be able to save him. The RP! Oh, Schofield didn't actually get the blink out. Whisper! He's going to try and finish up Blizz. He does manage to get him the Burrow Strike, trying to get him away. The kick out on the Alchemist. Whisper, he's going to be able to get out. No, he's sacrificed up.
Oh man, I can't believe he decided to try to go for the TP on the Lifestealer.
BKB.
He's still going for it. You
He's
think
not backing down. Apparently not. He's going to Dark Pact. There goes the Lincolns. Doesn't have a BKB. Blizzy almost caught Schofield in that same position again. And he's going to hit some creeps. He knows Blizzy's up here.
His team is fighting on this left side here. He no longer has
Broke the Lincolns, managed to get the Burrow Strike, but the Dark Pact was there. Crystallized, stuns himself, and Infamous. They're going to come back in. Whispers looking for his opening. He's going to go for Magical. That's going to be the Aeon Disc popped as both of the cores are now going to turn and fight. Magical trying to get away from Whisper. Schofield being hit by the Reans right now is unable to blink in. Snako has an Aeon Disc himself, as well as Ghost Scepter. That's going to buy him some time. Where is he going to use that false promise? Actually already used it, be able to protect one of the cores. Crystallizes now, managed to bring down the Magnus. No RP here. It gets kicked away. Now he's isolated. That's exactly why Chris Luck and Hector run down to the river and make sure that he's going to be finished off. And now they march towards the base. They've blown their buybacks. They want NaVi to do the same here. So they're going to be able to find Zyke. A beautiful ice shards, but a Force Staff over. Gets him a little bit farther away from Chris Luck. Back to the base, back to safety as he goes. Blizzy, meanwhile, cutting creep.
All the buybacks now out. From the side of NaVi, aside from the Brood, right? He still has it?
Brood has a buyback. Blizzy also has his buyback on the same
Look
king.
at the buyback status of this game right now. 4 people have buyback.
Buyback on Lifestealer, buyback on Slark. So Infamous definitely have their buybacks on the most important heroes left.
But for NaVi, I mean, Crystallize not having it is so massive.
Yeah.
They've got to play so careful here.
Oh, trying to go for the Burrow Strike. Immediately gets Walrus punched up. Yule Scepter on himself. Doesn't have a Sandstorm. Has a blink. Unable to get it off in time. Same goes to the Abyss Blade. He's have to go in. RP. Magical trying to go in deep, but Schofield pops for Refresher. Has a second RP to be able to lay it down, but he doesn't have to because the Abyssal Blade. They have another buyback. This is going to be one of the last buybacks coming out from NaVi right now.
They still have the buyback.
He has it. And Infamous not overextending themselves. Just going for the objectives
They have RP. They want to take this fight. They have RP.
They have RP with the Refresher used by Schofield. He can go back in.
Out of mana.
That's why NaVi are trying to actually separate so much, but Schofield doesn't actually have a whole lot of mana to work with right now. Whisper immediately jumping onto Blizzy. Blizzy trying to make his initiation once again. He still has that chase. He's going to activate the chase, but it doesn't matter. 100% to 0. Instantly, as Whisper punches him up and down he goes. Saneko forced to use the false promise on himself. Hector forces that out of him and then turns back into the Megas. Aeon Disc getting popped by Crystallize. They're going to go for this melee racks, but they still have the glyph the entire time. NaVi held on to that one, but they have to take the 4 versus 5, and Chris Luck and the rest of Infamous know it too. They see the opportunity. They're going to be able to get the Megas a stomp, landing on it too, but Hector has the range to be able to slow down Crystallize. He can't quite get on top of Chris Luck in time. The Dark Pact protects him, gets in front of him though, manages to get the Abyssal Blade, lock down the Slark. He's dead. Same goes with Whisper. 2 dead, 3 dead actually on the side of Infamous. 2 of them have buyback though.
On top of him, I think. Because he realized the folly of the last fight was he just ran out of mana because he got right-click twice. And being able to play around the SD, or the Shadow Blade, allows you to reset the fight a little bit more as Infamous, they're going to go for the win right now. They know there's no buybacks. Only available on their ET.
Taking down the first tier 4. A team that started off their first day 0-2 against OG. May just be able to find their first win of the tournament by bringing down NaVi in this first game. It's going to take a lot of discipline here. Blizzy trying to make the initiation, tries to go for Hector. Crystallize follows that up, immediately going for the back line, but Stinger protects himself with a Ghost Scepter. Crystallize still has that Aeon Disc. Pulse Bomb is going to be used on him. They try and go for the control as best as possible. How much can this heal do for him? They actually managed to kill Schofield. He had no buyback as well. They're doing a ton of damage to Crystallize, and it will be enough. He will pop. The regen wasn't good enough for him. He doesn't have a buyback either. Zai's going to fall as well. He does have a buyback. They have to be able to deal with Magical, though. Magical can still output the damage to slow down Infamous and keep them from finishing up this throne. It's a 4 versus 4.
There's no RP though. This is their best opportunity.
Will be able to get their initiation, but he had an Aeon Disc. Meanwhile, the rest of the team's just hitting out the throne. Hector says, damn it, we're not going for heroes, we're going for buildings. It's already down to half health. It's falling fast, and they can't stop it. NaVi call it like that. Can't stop this game any longer. Can't defend the throne. Infamous. They managed to persevere.
You know, they drafted the Oracle. This time they have the Dazzle plus the Warlock.
Yep.
It feels like they like that mechanic. I think they're treating this Alch as like a true 1 game. Your emotions, you got to be pretty happy right now. They're so far the kings of 1-1. But that'll sneak you in.
Yes. Yes, it will. Whisper, gonna be spotted by Blizzy here. Activates the Diabolic Edict. This heal over time is counteracting. They will manage to hit the Impale. That'll be enough. They're going to drop everything they have, though. The Warlock Golem trying to counteract as much as possible, but Earth Spirit still being damaged by the Blade Fury. Now just the Omni Slash going over to him, but it sticks on the Golem instead. Now he's left exposed as Crystallize sees the opportunity to TP in with the Unstable Concoction to kill the enemy court carry. Whisper is doing the same thing, though. Like, he's just going all in for these side lane towers every single time. He doesn't care about his life. That's why NaVi are just going to go for the high ground.
They should go for this.
We're saying we're unkillable. You can't stop us. So hit all the tier 2s you want. We're going to go straight for your base. We're going to go for Stinger, try to slow this entire thing down. Hector shows up with a healing ward, but look at the Necronomicons just running at that healing ward as best as possible. Does manage to pick it up, and Hector takes a lot of damage. He's not going to feel good about fighting right now, especially with no Omni Slash. So that's going to be tier 3 dead. Whisper just keeps it going at the tier 2. I think Infamous, as sad as this is the best play they have.
Yeah,
they can't actually fight.
They will lose a 5-on-5, let me tell you. Yeah. Especially against the Rock, as this is the second time Stinger's popped out, and last 2 times he's died for it, but with the BKB on this Alch, 17-minute racks, this is so well done right now by NaVi.
Going to come in from behind, though. They're saying maybe we do have to try and fight. They've already lost their melee barracks, but they're going to go for it anyway. Crystallize gets nailed. He's going to be stunned up by his own Unstable Concoction. They have to throw out the early Shallow Grave. Whisper, Yule Simpsons himself. Meanwhile, the Omni Slash is able to finish off that Earth Spirit. Stinger gets run down by the cores of Dazzle, and it looks like the healing was still too much. Even with the chain stunning on Crystallize, he honestly did not get close to death. Even with the Shallow Grave on him, he was good 50% or more the entire time. They will be able to grab a creep wave here, but spin out. Will be able to dodge that Stable Concoction. Can't dodge the impetus shots, though, and that's why Hector will fall.
Way too strong right now at this point. NaVi, if they want to be super disciplined, they could go for the Roche, but Cap, they're taking a page out of Infamous's book. They're going to go for the 4-on-5.
Yeah.
And in a mirrored situation, they're going to lose the courier to the Brood, and they don't seem to care. They're just sort of going for it. They've got the AC on Crystallize. They're saying this is enough right now. And the backline going to get assaulted.
Stun. They're not going to be able to get the BKB off. Crystallize feels fine. He's going to go for the Chemical Rage, but that's why Chris Luck is going for Snako. Will be able to take him down with Stinger, as well as, oh, the roll in. That's going to be, unfortunately, Schofield going down. Magical does get stunned. He's not going to be able to get the TP away. Magical will fall to the Spiderlings here, even as Crystallize tries to save him. And at least we'll be able to get some spiders on his way out. They have to cut the creep wave.
Dude, the BKB Brood's a beast.
And bottom lane's in trouble. They actually need to be able to go back, defend this tier 3. Hector needs to make sure he doesn't get stunned into the silence, though. He's going to be in a bit of trouble, but there's just not enough coming out from Zion so they will be able to TP out.
Like,
Blitz.
What's up?
Level 20 Broodmother. He's finally online with his real split push threat. And he's in the split push position right now.
They've got to go back after this.
Well,
Are they even? They're being delayed a lot by Stinger right now. The disruption going out, they're going to try and roll out on the Earth Spirit. They will be able to kick him back into the pool. Really good play there. And NaVi will clean up that kill, but they've been significantly delayed. Look what's happening to this bottom lane.
They can't give up on this Roche,
but they cannot give up on this Roche. They have to stick it out, but Crystallize, he actually gets his TP canceled. That's why Infamous are going back into it.
Lord.
They're going to hit the tier 3s without the damage dealer of the Alchemist. They might just be able to fully commit. There it is, the Omni Slash instantly on his eyes, but it gets the roll away just in time. But the melee barracks isn't going to be able to survive. They're still in trouble. They could just spin out quite easily and be able to get away. Look at that, Infamous. Oh, they dropped the rock. They're going to be able to catch Hector still.
They might go for Roshan themselves if the Brood had TP'd.
Runs into the barracks, and they can't actually finish up Roshan. Look at this. Alchemist has to come back. It's a Dazzle alone inside the pit to try and finish up Roche, and he can't do it by himself.
And the
buybacks are going to come in from Infamous now.
The bottom range rack has been taken.
And look at Hector. He's already taken that range racks. He's going to go. He's going to be the one now. Hit the tier 3 mid, but they got the silence onto him. Hector, you should have just let the Broodmother do this job, and now Whisper, he tries to come in, but here comes Schofield. Managed to hit the 2-man impale. Whisper's going to be able to follow up that onto Dazzle. And they get him off the Guardian Graves, and now he's going to be able to get off the Shallow Grave. Turns around, gets some damage on a Whisper, but Broodmother's here. Here comes Crystallize as well, though. 2-man's done inside the pit. They do manage to get both of those kills on Roshan. A double for him, but Crystallize is still trying to fight it out. He doesn't have his course anymore with the Juggernaut dying. Now Whisper's dead as well. Crystallize just too big for him to take the one-on-one man fight. So Crystallize, he's going to root out the rest of these Infamous heroes. He's going to say, damn it all, kill them, root them out at the stem, and just go back into the Roshan once 4 of them are dead. Finally, we have squashed Infamous and will be able to take Roshan themselves.
The mid
Dazzle's dropping off, like you said. Same goes with the Enchantress, actually. This Enchantress looking pretty rough. The Crystallize, he's going to have to carry it himself, and he's trying to go for the kill on the Broodmother right now. Gets the Abyssal Blade, but the Lifesteal's actually keeping Crystallock alive, and he's actually trying to kill Crystallize, but now the Magical shows himself. Crystallock realizes, I can't actually kill them. I need to be able to grab myself some time, and he can't get over the cliffs. He's done too much. He took too much time. He turned and fight an Aegis Alchemist. Just not the best idea.
I think
our key still works.
Gonna go for cap.
Is up, and they're gonna go for it.
Without the Brood up.
Broodmother down for 30 seconds, and Infamous are not in a good enough split push position to really force NaVi back. 2-man impale. If the supports can stall this up enough, maybe Whisper can actually do it. But first, Schofield's going to have to give up his life as the Earth Spirit managed to lock him down with that silence. Back over to mid lane, though. They have to fight through the backdoor protection. It is going to be taken away as Hector pushes in that top lane. They're going to try and go for the TP out. Crystallize is here. He's going to be able to catch Whisper. The tier 3 still falls, but Whisper will fall with it over to Hector. He's going to be able to get away, it looks like, as Whisper finally does die. Turn around, Omni Slash onto poor old Seneko.
But he does have a basher.
He does have a basher, so he won't be able to just simply spin and TP away. It's not going to be that easy for Hector. He's going to run the other direction. The Impetus shot's doing so much damage, and one last swing from Crystallize gets that carry as well.
Other side of the map, the Brood. The shrine right now. Do whatever they can. They didn't even stop to get that bottom or the top bounty rune on their side.
I mean, he's got to go for the melee racks though at this point, because this is a hefty push coming in from NaVi, and he's got to find a way to stall it. They've already lost. At least Schofield Stinger does survive through that Impetus shot, but he's already used a lot of his abilities. Crystallize has come back. Seneko was in trouble. The Spiderling's trying to finish him off. He gets the kill right before a fountain of explosion of gold over to the bottom lane. Now that they don't have Crystallize, Whisper feels like he can go for it, but he's slowly but surely being chipped away. The Bloodstoke is keeping alive. The healing ward was not going to be enough. Blizzy does manage to carry through this engagement, gets the kill on the enemy core, and they will stay in an offensive position here. They will hold this creep wave to Infamous's base while Crystallize makes sure that Crystalluck can't go for the split push again, but they can't really retreat so easily, and Hector's going to take advantage of that. He's going to be able to play Fury, staying on top of Zion. So there's going to be the disruption on top of the Shallow Grave. That means he's not going anywhere. He's immediately going to be impaled up. Schofield trying to hit him with a thing. Dead. Doesn't get in front of him, though. A little bit of a spin away. He has the gem. He can't afford to lose this. Another rollout. He's going to be fine. If anything, Hector's got to be
Crystallize. He's coming in.
Taking so much damage. Crystallize, here he comes. He's got the unstable concoction. He's got the Abyssal Blade. Breaks through the Lincolns, though. Doesn't have the immediate stun. Can he get a bash? One swing. Not good enough. A second. Not good enough either. Crystallize does not chase down the Juggernaut, but it's back to the buildings. And Broodmother's feeling the pressure right now. He feels like he can't go to mid.
He still doesn't have
to back up.
He wants to be able to go back in the Omni Slash going in. It bounces over to Crystallize. Crystallize taking a lot of damage to Dalgrave. Will be able to buy him a little bit of time.
Brood is here finally.
The Broodmother is finally here. He's going to fight with his team. And he takes down Crystallize. They do manage to get the stun onto the Dazzle. He's dead, and Blizzy left alone. Last time against a Juggernaut, he can win that fight, but Broodmother is too big for him. And same with Whisper. With this kind of backup, the damage is going to overwhelm Blizzy. He will fall as well. Infamous, they adapted this time. They're the ones to change up the game.
Served up this kill for his Brood on a platter. Lucky for Navi, though, they didn't lose the gem, which would have been even bigger for them, but losing 3 heroes like that, they might actually be forced to use the buyback on the Alch, which then puts them in such a weird position. They're going to go for the top racks. Look at it just fall.
It's going to fall so fast, and that's the way they've got to drop this golem and see if they can deal with the Spiderlings. So Spiderlings actually kill the golem.
They have no
first.
glyph cap.
Oh, no.
You got to buyback Crystallize.
The buyback, it's only 25 seconds for his death timer, but 25 seconds is too long. Chris Luck, they got to force him back. He tries to go for the spike hairpay stun, and he gets it onto Crystallize. Now the disruption.
They're all in for the Rex.
They are going to try to all in for the Megas right now as Hector's trying to finish out that melee. He does manage to get it. Now the range, it's so low. Chris Luck goes back up to the top lane. He's to try and deal with Zyx right now. Pops his BKB. Buildings. That's what Chris Luck needs to go for. Range Rex.
They're going to get it.
Mid. Hector, he sees his opportunity. One swing is all it takes to be able to get the Megas, and no one from Infamous will get caught except for the Broodmother, who has his buyback.
Racks.
Yep.
So by holding the buyback, he put himself in such a rough position, and they're going to continue to go for the split push right now.
Dude, look at this. Yeah, like they know the pressure is there, but Crystallize is saying we have to go for the
They're
throne.
all in for the
We
throne.
have the death, so I'm the raid boss. They couldn't fight me before. Maybe with this full-on 5-man fight inside their base, Infamous, they're finally going to be forced to do something here. They can't go for split push anymore. They can't go for the throne themselves. They have to be able to win one fight against Navi, and they can win this series. But Crystallize with a BKB, he's ripping through the throne with that Desolator. He's got it. He's got the chain stuck to show him. He's got to keep him alive. Blizzy's trying to finish up.
Oh, God.
Navi! Make it, but it doesn't matter.
And Hector actually came back too late. He thought he had better timing.